All right, today's payday, so let's spend some money together. On today's episode of Retail Therapy with Rye, we're gonna pick up the new iPhone, the new AirPods, and check out some clothes. First stop, Apple Store. All right, so I ordered the silver one, but I really don't like it after seeing it in person. I don't like seeing the bezels, and this is like a white, which I don't really like. So instead, I'm gonna go for this deep blue right here. All right, I got the phone and the AirPods. Let's go shop for some clothes. And I know Aritzia is for women, but my friend Alex on a budget always wears these tracksuits that look so comfy, so we're gonna try it out.
These hoodies were so soft and comfortable, I had to buy 2 colors.
You as well. Take care. Aritzia was a success. Now we're gonna go to Lululemon because American Express just gave us a $75 credit, so let's get some free shorts. All right, shorts acquired. Thank you so much.
Then I went into Tecovas, which was an interesting shopping experience because they just started handing me tequila.
I'm also really hungry, and filming in public never gets any easier. All right, I think I'm done spending money for the day, but I want to go to David Yurman so they can polish my bracelets. Thank you so much. All right, you can't complete a mall visit without a little bit of food, so we're at Shake Shack. Thank you guys for joining me for some Retail Therapy with Rye. I'd say I'm healed. Peace. I'm 26 years old and I've never had a Christmas tree, so come with me to pick out my first ever Christmas tree. Growing up, my family never celebrated Christmas, so I never got to go pick out a tree, decorate it, and open up presents, but that's the beautiful thing about growing up is that you get to choose which traditions you want to keep, which ones you want to rewrite, and which ones you want to start for yourself. So today we're picking out a motherfucking Christmas tree. After looking at a couple Christmas trees, I finally found the perfect one. Then it was time to go ornament shopping, and right away I was reminded that I don't have a girlfriend to buy a Dyson Airwrap and a Cartier bracelet for. But anyway, look at how cute these little ornaments are. After picking out some really cool ornaments, I found this really cute dog and was reminded that I didn't have a dog growing up, so I was on a mission to heal my inner child, so I had to buy it. We got the goods, now let's go home and put this thing together, baby. I can't even begin to tell you how excited I was to get home and build this tree, so as soon as I got home, I put on the Christmas tunes and I got to work. After struggling a little bit, your boy finally figured it out. It was time to move on to the best part, which is actually decorating the Christmas tree. While I was decorating the Christmas tree, I could only think of 2 things. Number 1, how thankful I am for everything that happened in my life this year. And number 2, I can't wait to bake some chocolate chip cookies and watch Home Alone 2 this evening. There we have it, ladies and gentlemen, my first ever Christmas tree. It is not perfect. It looks kind of funky, in fact, and I have no idea if I assembled it correctly, but I love it anyway. Thank you for watching. I love you. Merry Christmas. One of my biggest fears is brain rot, so here are 10 things I do every single week to keep myself sharp, disciplined, and confident. Starting off with number 1, which is 1 hour of deep research every single week. There are so many things that I'm interested in or curious about, but instead of just a quick TikTok video or a ChatGPT search, I will dedicate a minimum of 1 hour every single week to truly learn about that subject because 1, it helps your attention span, it builds cognitive endurance, and 3, it reinforces your social skills because now you have a ton of new knowledge to bring into conversations with other people. Next up, I practice micro cleaning, so if a chore takes me 60 seconds or less, like doing the dishes, I will do it in that moment instead of letting a ton of things pile on top of each other. And not only does that keep me productive, but it keeps me from being stressed out by a dirty environment. Then we have the non-negotiable of physical activity. You should be strength training at a minimum of 3 times a week, but on top of that, you want to make sure you're getting at least 10,000 steps in per day. But to really maximize my time, I like to consume long-form content when I'm on the treadmill or the Stairmaster, ideally a podcast or documentary, but even if you want a movie, the goal is to train your brain to get away from the constant dopamine hits of doom scrolling and train it back towards sustained focus. I talk about this one a lot, but I think it's so important to get comfortable being in your own company. So I challenge you to go out and do something alone every single week, whether it's a walk, whether it's shopping, whether it's taking yourself out to dinner. Stop waiting for other people to do the things that you want. Go out there and do it alone. And lastly, once you've gotten comfortable doing things alone, get your social reps in. And I know it might be hard, it might be scary, but try your hardest to be present. Do not just be in your phone waiting in line. Look around, talk to people, compliment people, have a conversation, and enjoy everything life has to offer. One thing I learned in my 20s that changed my life was understanding that life won't give you more until you're already grateful for what you already have. And once you can start to appreciate the blessings that are already in your life, life will start to trust you with bigger ones. And I'm thinking of this because today's Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving, by the way. But a couple years ago, I was celebrating Thanksgiving alone in my little cubicle, and I was pissed off as hell because I was working on Thanksgiving, trying so hard to think of things that I was thankful for, that I was grateful for, and I couldn't think of anything because I was so focused on all the things I didn't have, the money I didn't have, the dream job I didn't have, the opportunities and the lifestyle that I didn't have. And in that moment, I took a step back and realized that I was being so ungrateful and stupid and arrogant because I had so many things to be grateful for. I had a family. I had friends that care about me. I have a job, not maybe one that I hated, but it still paid the bills and allowed me to get to where I am now. And I had a mind that allowed me to execute on my ideas that will take me to my dream life. And now a couple years later, I'm 26 now, maybe I was 22 or 23 then, I'm quite literally living my dream life because all those years, brick by brick, I laid the foundation and built my dream life. And now I have so much to be so grateful for.
And I'm so blessed and I'm so lucky, but I was not able to accept those opportunities and these blessings that are now in my life until I was fully grateful for what I had back then. It is okay to want more. It is okay to dream bigger, but do not let your current reality consume you to the point where you overlook the blessings that are already within your possession. Gratitude is not complacency. Gratitude is the foundation for which bigger dreams are built upon. I just spent $7,000 on my credit card, which is absolutely insane, but no matter how much money you spend on your credit card, you always pay it off in full, so let's pay my credit card together. This definitely wasn't a typical month for me, but the reason it's so high is because I had to travel quite a bit for my business this month, but on top of that, your boy did spoil himself a little bit. I went a little crazy with the shopping and food this month. The Black Friday deals were going crazy, so I had to pick up a couple things, but I also had to get some gifts for my people. So for the month of November, I spent a total of $7,001.09, and of that, $3,140 were spent on travel, and the remaining $3,861 were spent on everything else, like bills, subscriptions, groceries, eating out, doctor's appointments, and shopping. Okay, let's do it. Let's make the payment, guys. $7,000 coming out of my checking account right now. In order to maintain a perfect credit score, you never make a late payment, you never pay the minimum balance, and you always pay your card off in full. So let's do total balance of $7,000. Continue, pay it today. Checking account, continue, submit payment. Fuck. And just like that, $7,000 gone. I want you to understand that credit cards aren't bad if you use them properly. They are a financial tool that you can leverage to your advantage. For example, this is a travel card, and because I spent almost $3,000 on travel this month, I will then get 5x points back on this card, generating me 16,000 points that I can then put towards free travel, free flights, free hotels in the future. Peace.
So today I'm here with the Solo Date King.
Noy Murillo.
Millions of people have seen his solo dates online, but today we're gonna get to know him a little bit more. So how long have you been posting content, and what made you want to start in the first place?
I've been doing content for about a year now. What made me want to start? Pretty much, I just needed more money, bro. I just saw people making money. I'm like, let me get a piece of that pie, you know?
That's fair enough. I started back in March, and I had the same goal. Obviously, I wanted to help people, inspire, entertain, but money at the end of the day was a big reason for it. What were you doing before the content, and what are you doing now?
I was driving school buses.
Really?
And then now I do content full time.
That's amazing. That's amazing. What was your typical paycheck looking like when you were a bus driver versus what you're making now every month as a content creator?
As a bus driver, I was making about $4,000 after taxes. $4,000 take home.
A month?
Yeah, a month. Take home.
And what do you make now on average as a full-time content creator?
I'm making about 40 to 50 a month.
40 to 50,000? God damn, bro. Congrats, bro. That is amazing.
Yeah.
How has that financial stability impacted your life? Obviously, money doesn't buy happiness, but for making that, you think so?
Yeah, it does.
You think money buys happiness? All right.
Yeah, I can attest to that. It does. Yeah, it does.
It's that financial stress that is relieved from you, right?
Yeah, exactly. And also, just not having to worry. You know, I don't spend a lot, but just knowing that you have that money there, you know, it feels good, honestly. And then, honestly, my life it's been life changing, honestly, since.
That's amazing, bro. I'm so happy for you. I know I get asked this question a lot, and I'm sure you do. People that are thinking about starting to make content and pursue their own entrepreneurial or creative endeavors, what advice do you have?
Right now, honestly, I would recommend just monetize your life. You know, honestly, I started with work. You know, Juan Ruiz, he was doing a day in the life of Bob, office assistant. Just monetize your life. You know, if you have any hobbies, monetize that. You know, kind of do ASMR little things, and then, you know, even with me, I was already doing solo days. All right, let me record that, and you know, it took off.